right, we are live and ready to go here. Going to have to excuse my sickness as I'm got a little bit of throat stuff going on, a little bit of congestion, but not enough to stop me from doing a live stream here. We've got the finals for the Lackey Grand Prix number 13 going on with Justin Alstead and Rob Smith. Justin was the, I believe, 2 seed going into this. Or no, he was the 4 seed. That's right, yeah, because he played Joe in the semifinals. And Rob and Jay. Yeah, Rob and Jay were the 2nd and 3rd seed. And Rob ended up winning that game in the semifinals, so now we have Justin and Rob for the title here. So they're going to be doing Lackey Chat on the for their conversation, I guess, and then I will be doing commentary here, and we'll be able to see what they're running here. So, all right, this is not look like the deck that I do have their deck lists here, but oh, that's what happened. Weird. Okay. Anyways, so this is Justin's deck. He's doing like a green gold kind of splash offense here with a kind of turbo herdsman and other drawing defense, and then we also have Rob's deck, which is kind of your standard Disciples and Herod's build here. So we can take a look at reference that if we need to, but or kind of throughout the game as I'm doing commentary here. And I was also gonna see if I could put up a score thing here. Hey, what's up, Hendrix? Welcome to Lackey Grand Prix number 13 finals here. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's add a score thing here. Where's that going to show up? All right, we'll put it down here, and we'll make it a little smaller, and we'll also make it accurate. I know that the someone created I think it was Baboony Tim, created a plugin sort of thing for OBS and for Lackey to like have the score on the overlay. I haven't taken the time to set that up yet, and I really need to, but looks like Rob will be going first. He high rolled here, so he's going to let's see. There might be an issue with the seating here. Like I don't know what's going on with the like zones here. It's like they're not showing up for Rob, but weird. Okay. Anyways, Rob has 2 star abilities here, so one on Contagious Fear, and if we try that, there we go. Hey, reveal to there. So now we can see what Rob's got going on here. We can do a quick zoom through, and he's going to be playing a Meek Disciple from deck using the star ability on Peter and reserving the top card of a deck. Reserving Justin's top card here, I believe. Let's see what he hits. Ooh, Shipwreck off the top of Justin's deck. That's a pretty decent hit, especially because Rob's playing Herod's, and so Herod Agrippa II could potentially pull that for Justin's reserve if Rob needs to later on. Taking that away from Justin is big, though. It's a good answer to Herod's Temple in this particular matchup. All right, so we also have Humble, and Rob's running Vindicated. It's an interesting choice, but I mean, it's strong. It's not a aggressive Lost Soul, so I think most people aren't playing it these days. But I got Temple Veil to check out Justin's hand, so we can see what he's got going on. New Covenant, Second Coming, Philistine Armor Bearer. Looks like it's got his way to Herdsman. With the Armor Bearer, and then also Murderous Command to go Malachite Slave to do something else. So if Rob goes to Matthew here, then he would get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Justin, of course, will be able to respond with Herdsman. So, Treacherous Land. It's another card we don't see too often these days, at least not in Type 1. Alright, I'm going to try to mute myself every time I cough, but if I ever miss, then I apologize in advance. Alright. Just says, teach Justin it's not okay to beat me. Yeah, Justin's got to go from one Disciples deck to the next here, I guess. Or even one Disciples deck twice, I think, because you guys played in the last round of Swiss, if I remember correctly. Bobby, unfortunately, you have to bring your own concessions. I don't have anything available for purchase at this time. Although, you know, maybe you could purchase something and I can mail it to you, but it's probably not going to get there by the end of the game here, unfortunately. So yeah, Matthias was bounced. Now Peter going down as Meek, so Rob can play Spirit as a Dove, take a good NT card from his deck. Probably either going for some kind of battle winner or a way to Matthew if he doesn't have another way to at this point. He could also be getting like a Bartimaeus or something to play a Lost Soul from Justin's deck. Aside from ways to Herdsman, okay, yeah, so battle winner, you know, sort of it is. Banning to Matthias, and if he has a way to toss the next or something with John the Fisherman, there's always that. But I would almost, if I was Rob, probably not go to Matthew here, kind of suspecting the Herdsman block, and Justin doesn't really have that much available for defense, unless he wants to use up that Murderous Command to get an Malachite Slave and do some other drawing that way. But coming in with Matthias, believe just as Meek. Oh, no, okay, no, he's going in, converting him to Meek to bounce Peter. He'll be maybe revealing to look at the top. So I wonder if is he playing Harvest Time? See what dominance he has here. Doubt. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Resurrection. So maybe he has Resurrection. Maybe he's just going for a battle challenge here. Or it looks like he's not revealing. Huh. What could Rob have here? Like, was this just kind of an awkward start for... And like, he doesn't want to play into Herdsman, I get that. Is he playing Bart? Oh, okay, maybe not. This is really more of a Clay Disciples build than like a straight Disciples, so there's no Bart here to tutor up a Lost Soul. Alright, Justin's turn now. Draws a Dread, which is the exchange for an Egyptian. You don't get to take, you have to exchange a card from your hand. You know, and he also, before Lost Soul abilities, he has a star ability here on Virgin Birth, looking at his top 6. He gets to take one of those cards if he wants to. He has to underdeck Virgin Birth to do so, but that seems reasonable. Yep, here's a 20 shekels, so we'll probably get to see Rob's hand here, which is fun. Good for commentary purposes. The reason I'm not revealing their hands to myself is because if I do that, then whenever they draw cards, it's going to say what they drew in the lackey chat here, which is a little bit annoying or kind of unfortunate for this. I mean, I guess I could look and then just unreveal it to myself if they're about to draw, but it's not a huge deal here. It's it's kind of like live streaming a regular tournament game when you don't have hand cams or something like that. So Hunter exchanging for Distressed Lossel, getting characters in other territories. It's going to turn off like Judas, I guess, in this matchup. I don't think Rob's running too much other territory class stuff. Polycarp, that's about it. Yeah, no Judas even. Okay. And yeah, nothing on defense really. Alright, Treacherous Land going down. No exchange with the Dread. Kind of expect that, I guess. I mean, Justin's kind of set up already for what he needs for defense. Treacherous Land. Definitely going to trigger on dominance well. On the good multi-brigade cards in battle. I suppose a lot of the enhancements probably, but for the most part, the characters are going to be single brigade. That as they come into battle, like they are just purple and then convert to clay or something like that. Let's see, I didn't get to, oh yeah, here now we can go look at Rob's hand here. He does have the Doubt. Does not work with Contagious Fear, so really Justin just needs a way to get bigger than 12 or have some single brigade enhancement that can remove the Doubt here. He can also play Peter as Meek here to make things a little bit more awkward for Rob. Yeah, Rob had Angel from the Wind, or Angel of the Winds, and Angel from the Sun. So he definitely had ways to get to Matthew, but he was just choosing not to. A little bit surprised, I guess, at the still going with the Matthew. Like I don't know. Think maybe he has better options, or was the Winds what he took with Matthias? Maybe he did that. But even like Joanna converting to Meek and getting a draw 2, or Lazarus. I suppose Lazarus probably would have been good because he can negate evil cards and turn off Herdsman, so he can just get a draw 1 that Justin can't respond to or get any value from. I don't know. Yeah, we made sure, or I made sure that they weren't going to do any screen peeking with the live stream. I trust them both to hold themselves to that. Got a Priest of Zeus coming down, so making Matthew look very unattractive here. I don't know, Matthew, I mean, Priest of Zeus, I would still Matthew through Priest of Zeus just because you're going to be drawing a lot more cards than they're going to be discarding, unless you have something really important, I guess, that you need to protect. But it's really those kind of small incremental draws, like the draw 2 and the drop 1 on cards like John the Fisherman and Joanna and Lazarus. Alright, Justin going to rescue. Going with Blood Avenger. Okay. Normally that's going to be, say, for defense, but in this case, maybe Justin didn't draw another hero. He was pretty light on offense when we looked at his hand, but he gets a draw 2, which is pretty good. And Rob just gives up the Vindicated here. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, not really any reason to use the Doubt here. I think might as well save it for a future battle. And the Vindicated restricting Rescuer from playing Dominance till the end of their next turn. That's pretty big in Type 1 games these days. The turns take a while, and not being able to have access to Dominance in the meantime is in, you know, pretty much 2 full turns. So it's going to be all of Rob's turn and then all of Justin's next turn. Definitely can be a hindrance. I think Vindicated is better sort of in the middle of the game, because if you give it to them on like turn 2, then the game could be over by turn 3, and they, you know, if you're locking them out of dominance, then they can't respond with stuff. But I mean, a lot of times by turn 2, people are going to have answers to Lost Soul abilities like this, either play Son of God or have a way to negate it before it's rescued. So I think Rob taking the opportunity to give it up there makes sense, especially because he didn't want to give the humble. Oh yeah, good call, Bobby. I should update the score counter here. I'm just doing this manually, so it's not going to be automatic. I think we're going to do Justin on the left here and Rob on the right. Yep, if I forget to update that, please remind me. All right, Rob activating Temple Veil, giving us another look at Justin's hand. Looks like Blood Avenger was going solo there, so Doubt actually would have gotten the block. Justin isn't really running white in this deck, so yeah, getting the freebie there was good, although it does lock him out of Murderous Command for the block. So Rob's options are a little bit more open here. That Scatter Cheap is going to be something he'll have to deal with, though. No, just because it is a good answer to the Ascension. So yeah, Justin probably didn't have Deborah available on his attack. On his next turn, he can use 20 shekels to bounce Blood Avenger to be able to use it on a block. But you know, still maybe having it available for this turn would have been nice. And obviously he's got enhancements for Deborah, and so he, you know, would have probably been more likely to go in with her. I don't remember if it was in his opening hand or not when we saw Temple Veil, or when we saw his hand through Temple Veil last turn. So Matthias being bouncing, coming back down is not Meek, and then Good Seed going to Territory. Pretty good with Matthias, especially when Justin does not have a negate in his hand. So now Rob's options are open as far as, you know, he can go in with a different disciple, add Matthias with Good Seed, and not have to worry about being negated by something. He doesn't need a toss ability to back it up. I guess Justin does have access to his reserve with Philistine Armor Bearer at this point, though, so he could probably grab a negate from reserve. We can go take a peek at what he's got here. Yeah, so he's got the Philistine Chariots. I think that's the only weapon. Yep, Philistine Chariots, and then Bringing Fears in reserve as well. So Peter coming in, converting to Meek to play probably a Herod's Temple. Yep, there it is. And now I don't think that gives Justin a Treacherous Land trigger because Peter's not being played. He's being converted to on the dual brigade side. Hey Tristan, welcome sir. Good to see you. Justin's currently up 1-0, but Rob is attacking with this Peter the Rock. Correct. Taking the authority on this one. I believe that it does not trigger Treacherous Land because Peter is not being played as a multi-brigade card. He's being played on the purple side and then converting to multi-brigade. Alright, so yep, here's the Armor Bearer taking the Chariots from reserve. So he does have the negate, but that only negates enhancements. It doesn't negate something like Matthias. And we'll see where the exchange goes to. He could go... What he could do is, yeah, okay. I was going to say he could go to Herdsman and he could take Bringing Fear from reserve, but he takes Akish instead. Takes Bringing Fear. Definitely makes it a little more awkward for Rob to activate the toss on Herod's Temple before doing something else. Yeah, Akish is 11-10, so we are currently... Rob is currently winning the battle outright. But Akish, Justin's defense is a lot closer to Herod's Temple, whereas with if he had just went to Herdsman, then Herod's Temple would probably be good enough. So I think maybe Justin uses a Scattered Sheep here, but draws out the Ascension from Rob's hand, perhaps. Oh, okay. No, he goes into Bringing Fear. I think I guess that makes sense, because that turns off Good Seed even in territory. Negates characters and good enhancements in play, so not just in battle. So Good Seed is turned off in that regard. And now Rob goes with the Ascension. He's got 5 cards in hand, so his Humble is turned on right now, which means that Matthias would actually work here. I wonder if Justin caught that or not. Because, yeah, Matthias would be able to bounce. So Paul's coming in. Paul's taken from reserve, and Paul negates neutral cards, so he'll turn off the Treacherous Land. And protects NG Lost Souls from evil cards. There's another hero in battle, you may draw 2. Yep, and then Matthias coming in as well. So yeah, I think Justin was thinking Bringing Fear to turn off the Good Seed, but the fact that Humble was active definitely made that a riskier play that he may not have caught there. So Rob does the draw on Paul. So Paul would draw. See, I believe when they're played. Let's see. So yeah, a character is played and putting it in battle or territory. Yeah, so they're played when they come into battle, not when they activate. And so the modifiers will be granted when they're played. And then Yep. Alright, so Justin is now in special initiative with Matthias bouncing Akish. And I don't believe he had another way to negate a hero. Yeah, I think the Bringing Fear here was premature. He needed that to be able to negate Matthias after the fact because the humble was out. And interestingly, so because Matthias bounces Akish, that puts Justin up to 8 cards in hand, and Rob is now at 7. So whoever he exchanges to with Angel of the Winds will also be CBP by Humble. Alright, so Matthias getting the look, he revealed the 3 woes to look at his top 2, taking Son of God from those. Rest go on the bottom, so Deceiver on the bottom there. Yeah, so this was a pretty big... Oh, but because he took a card with Matthias, then Matthew will be prevented. Yeah, I thought that the Matthias bounce would get him under the limit, or under the range, but yeah, it was actually then the take put him back up. So yeah, I think he would have been better off not doing that part. But then again, he doesn't trigger Priest of Zeus, which looks like Justin missed that trigger off of Paul. Rob did the draw 2 off of Paul, and Justin should have had a Priest of Zeus trigger there. Alright, 1-1. I gotta update the score here. So Rob catches up, ties the game, but he has a pretty decent card advantage now, I think. Yeah, they're both at 8 cards in hand, and Rob's board is just a little bit more developed. Justin's still in pretty decent shape here, though. I think Matthew not going off there was pretty big. And of course, the dominant restriction there definitely played in, as Justin wasn't able to use the Murderous Command there. Otherwise, he would have been able to blow out Rob pretty big by adding another character and then being able to play Scattered Sheep on these guys. Alright, so Justin draws Hunter and Darkness. Hunter goes and exchanges for Humble. Now, Justin has a Humble of his own. I don't think Rob's deck does a whole lot of preventing, so Humble probably isn't that important, but yeah, I guess Lazarus, yeah. Yeah, Lazarus is probably the main one that can be significant here. But as we know, Rob does have Son of God, so if that does become an issue, he can take it off the board. Alright, we got a 20 shekels coming back. We get to... yep, Blood Avenger gets bounced, and we get to take another peek at Rob's hand. He had a Sheol, but opted not to put it down, which is interesting. I mean, I don't think there's a reason not to. Like, it can't be hit by Priest of Zeus because it still plays to set aside, so it's not in territory. And Priest of Zeus specifies card in their territory. And, you know, if he did find a way to get an evil character, then I think it would have been worth it still. The doubt here looking a little bit awkward for Rob, with Contagious Fear and Futile Inquisition both requiring New Testament humans, and then Abandonment being multi-brigade, so it would be tossed. So basically, as long as Justin has a way to, a mono-brigade way to deal with doubt, then he's going to be in good shape here, which we saw the teaching comparables in his hand when it was revealed last turn. So Deborah to teaching comparables, or another hero if Justin found someone else. But yeah, the 20 shekels giving him information is good. Ooh, yeah, Bartimaeus here is really good. Justin can play the 20 shekels, or play the play the teaching comparables pre-block or pre-battle here, and then get it back with Bart for pretty much for free, as long as he has a good dominant in hand, which I believe he had one when we rescued. Negating Herod's Temple just in case. And then we get to go back to Rob's hand. He probably just hits the Sheol here. I mean, like, taking out one of these is decent, but I think hitting the Sheol while it's vulnerable is going to be the easiest. Yep. So there goes Sheol to reserve. And yeah, I think Rob should have put that down. But alright, so I'm assuming that means that Justin has a good dominant in hand, or maybe he has another battle winner as well, but yeah, I think the fact that he played the teaching comparables there is a good sign that he's going to be able to get it back. And Rob, yeah, he is a little bit slim on defense here. Or like characters. Yeah, he's got 6 evil characters out of a 51 card deck. He's literally has all 3 of his evil enhancements in his main deck in his hand now. So yeah, a little bit of a weird draw for him, I think. Alright, so Barty Bart reserving the top card. Oh, okay, move Nazareth. Yep, Justin reveals the second coming, so he does have the good dominant and gets the teaching comparables back. So now Rob has to decide if it's even worth doing the doubt here. I think it is at this point. Yeah, and then he's asking for Dominish, so it looks like he's going for it. So restrict dominance, negate heroes, toss all multi-brigade enhancements. Bart cannot be negated, so he'll keep the teaching comparables. But I think Rob just making Justin play something is important at this point. To be fair, though, Justin does get the treacherous land trigger. And so he's going to be able to draw one from the bottom. And say Lost Souls. That's good for Justin here. It's actually kind of good for Rob too. Justin, I guess he kind of has to decide here whether he wants to give up or give Rob a token or not, because if he does, then Rob can give up the token instead of the humble. And if he doesn't, then he risks not having the Lost Soul to rescue for next turn. Looks like he is opting to make the token here. We saw a second coming in his hand. We don't know. We haven't seen Son of God yet on Justin's side, I don't believe. So that's a... I think with the aggressive way that this matchup is working out, or like how aggressive this matchup is working out, guaranteeing that Justin... Well, you know, at least increasing the odds that Justin has a Lost Soul to rescue for next turn is important enough that leaving Rob with a humble for at least one more round is still good. So teaching in parables, negating veil, reserving doubt. That does mean that doubt could come back with a crowd's choice later. If Rob, maybe he's not playing crowd's choice. Yeah, that's right. He's not. He's okay. So yeah, he's got an interesting dominant lineup here. A little bit irregular with Chronicles and doubt. Right on, right awesome is pretty typical these days. Or I mean, like it's not. I don't know if I'd say typical, but it's like for a Clay Cyples, I think it's typical. I guess he's got enough meek heroes where and enough like kind of cheese rescues, so to speak, where that's going to be one of them. Getting the pre-block Authority of Christ or the just post-block Eternal Inheritance. So we see a Jephthah's Daughter from Justin here, getting down to 9 cards right now, and a Deborah. All right, so Justin's down to 8. He maybe passes here. He maybe does humble. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he keeps it at 8 and goes to Rob, but Rob draws 8 distressed. So there's another lost soul, and Justin gets another trigger on his lost souls. But that'll go after a star that Rob has, I guess. All right, hitting Justin's top card. If it's Son of God, that would make things interesting. But no, looks like it is a Hunter again. So that's going to get some more Lost Souls triggers for Justin. If he chooses to use it or not. Okay, looks like that is a no. He's not going to use it. Is he going to trigger his Lost Souls, though? Looks like maybe not. He just needs one more. He needs Rob to have one more Lost Soul at some point in order to be able to rescue 5, but doesn't need it right away, so it's not a huge deal if he either chose not to for some reason or missed the triggers there on Lost Souls. Looks like an upkeep. Rob is going to activate or utilize his trigger on Good Seed to take a good enhancement from reserve. See what options he's got here. So looks like Lost Child Found, Eternal Inheritance, You Will Remain, Send the Helper, and His Sacrifice. Could see a Send the Helper here probably. Oh no, okay, You Will Remain. I suppose if he knows that Justin has a Scattered Sheep, so that not a bad option for sure, and he can move his Temple Veil over to Herod's Temple to keep that up. So he'll get to take a peek at Justin's hand. Wow, it's a lot of defense. Yeah, so it was just the teaching in parables that was just barely good enough for the doubt there. The righteous judge would have been tossed and no other good enhancements on Justin's side, so that was still good of Rob to make him use it there, I think, but yeah, bummer that he didn't have just one way to negate or something like that, but I guess teaching in parables would have hit that anyway, so not much he could have done there. Yeah, so we got an Outsiders, and we got Akish that can go back to reserve for something. Good stuff. All right. So that'll make Rob's attack probably a little bit challenging here. Let's see what other good enhancement options Rob has in the list. Love One Another. So yeah, Spirit as a Dove he's played, Ascension he's played, Good Seed he's played. So he does have Authority of Christ in the main. But Justin is now open for dominance, so his Murderous Command is good. Love One Another. So I feel like Rob might have a hard time getting through here. But he goes Delivered, digs a little deeper, going for 4 drachma coin. She's probably going to discard right away for a draw 4. It's definitely going to tempt Justin into getting a herdsman block here. I suppose Rob might wait. Nope, oh, there he goes. I was thinking he was maybe waiting until after the block for getting the draw, Drachma coin, just to slow down herdsman a little bit. But yeah, it looks like he's just going to go for it. Alright, there's the orphans protecting lost souls from evil cards. Kind of a nombo with his contagious fear there. But alright, Justin is getting the Priest of Zeus trigger here to take out Herod's Temple. That's pretty good for Justin. Yeah, I guess I wasn't even thinking about that when he was thinking about 4 drachma coin. That was maybe what he was contemplating. But yep, so now we have book coming up. Going to so he must have found book off of 4 drachma coin. Can now activate send the helper and also you will remain. Probably makes that a worthwhile 4 drachma coin then. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of building up for a good battle here. Lots of resources on either side, so, and lots of kind of potential for quote-unquote instant speed interaction. So, like, you know, dominance that can be played, such as Murderous Command, and I think that was the only one that Justin had. But Rob might have could have a Resurrection, could have a Ride Awesome at this point, so lots of options there. Wonder if Alright, so Woes is good on Blood Avenger. Oh, so he's probably going with a... So if I were to guess, I'm expecting a Simon... Or so, Angel from the Sun, go to Simon the Zealous from reserve. Simon converts to Meek, chooses Blood Avenger. Then probably Awesome Things AOC. Maybe doesn't even need Awesome Things here. Maybe just goes right to AOC. Yeah, so he lost his Herod's Temple, so that was an expensive 4 drachma coin, but it looks like it was worth it. Gave Rob the tools he needed. So yep, there's the Simon. Converts to Meek, choosing the Blood Avenger. And he's gonna have initiative. I don't think it even matters for... Yeah, I don't think he needs to use Awesome Things here. Because even if Justin does play Murderous Command beforehand, I think Justin would be going Murderous Command to Foreign Wives here to get the protection. So I think he lets AOC resolve first. Yeah, okay. So Rob's asking for initiative, so he maybe doesn't have Ride Things yet. Ride Awesome Things. You know, I like Ride Things. Other people say Awesome or Ride Awesome. So yeah, Justin's thinking about the Murderous Command here. So he could go for Wives to have a better shot at the block. He could go for Herdsman, Malachite Slave to Herdsman, and get the draw. But yeah, I think the block is going to be better for him here. The way this game is going, it's very back and forth aggressive here, and so I wonder if Rob even has Love One Another and he's going to play it here. I mean, I feel like he's got to go AOC. I think it's got to be AOC if he was playing Woes on Blood Avenger before battle. I mean, I suppose he turns off the draw. Oh, okay, so never mind, he's going Good Seed, adding Matthias. Okay, that makes sense, yeah, because oh no, adding Matthew. Okay, so he wants to draw. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense too. I mean, he's just going to be beating him by the numbers, so he forces Justin to get the to play the murderous command here. At which point it definitely does make it tempting for him to go to herdsman. Let's see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 evil brigades. Or is it? Yeah, 5 evil brigades and 2 good. So yeah, Rob gets a draw 7. What are the numbers here? So 4, 6, and 2, 3. So we got 6, 9 altogether. So if he does do herdsman, unfortunately, that's going to give Rob initiative. Huh. Yeah, that's a tough one there. Does he go herdsman or wives? Because even if he goes wives, Rob could have love one another, but Justin still has Philistine chariots to negate that. So I think that Justin goes wives here. I don't know. That's my bet. I think the block is more important than the cards here. So yeah, murderous command coming down. Oh, he goes to his deck. All right, he's going herdsman. It's a little greedy if you ask me, but I mean, he's got 31 cards left in his deck, so he definitely, I mean, he does have to dig for Son of God still, and that's part of being aggressive. So, yeah, I could see that being a thing. Being a consideration, I should say. Be more specific. So murderous command, taking Malachite's slave from deck, discarding Matthias in territory to add slave to battle, capturing slave, and then getting the herdsman. Herdsman will get him to max hand size. And then he won't be able to take from reserve because he'll already be maxed out there. For anyone just joining here, weren't here at the beginning, just say you might notice that my voice is a little different than normal, a little sickly sounding. It's only because it is. So I'm muting when I'm coughing, at least trying to, but just wanted to do a little disclaimer there. Yep, okay, so here comes the AOC. Alright, I like this play on Rob's part. Using the good seed, getting the draw, and getting the discard here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm iffy on whether that was the right move for Justin. Maybe at the end of the game we can get them both on a call here and talk about some of these plays. I think Justin also missed the Priest of Zeus trigger off of Matthew. Yep. Yeah, you just got that now. You just realized that now. Alright, so yep, so AOC discarding, hitting the Priest of Zeus and the dudes in battle. But that's a pretty low count, I guess, for Justin's defense as far as like stuff that you're hitting. Like, and you're winning a lost soul, so it's definitely worth playing. Justin's running an 8 evil character defense though, so it's, and well, plus Blood Avenger counts as one of those, I guess, so like 9, and that was taking out only 3 of them. You know, Akish was already in reserve, or already came out of reserve for Armor Bearer, so I guess they kind of 1 for 1 there, but alright, Justin is maybe checking something here. He said 1 sec. Maybe a biology break here, I don't know. Justin is also a bit under the weather, so he and I have been sharing our diseases. I don't even know what it is. It doesn't really feel like a normal cold, because it's like, and it hasn't been like very debilitating or anything. It's like sicknesses normally at least have a few days of like just being out of it, but it's really just been annoying more than anything. Justin says he's using a Dom here. All right. Oh, he had Warrior Overtaken too. Wow. Yep. That's good. I was thinking he was gonna go with the like super aggressive second coming to Crowd's Choice to Warrior Overtaken, but he just had Warrior Overtaken straight up. So that's gonna be big. Rob still has a You'll Remain to back up from a Scattered Sheep. But Justin taking out Matthias now kind of makes that a little bit worse. He's got Peter and Paul, so Justin's probably going to get initiative against both of them. Yeah. So no take, equip, or exchange. Yeah, he would go to Akish here in most cases, but because he wouldn't get an initiative against these dudes, he just keeps Armor Bearer in battle. Oh, we'll see if Rob's got another Dom here. I suppose off of the draw 8 that Justin got, it makes sense that he did find the murder or the Warrior Overtaken as well. So yeah, that's not a big surprise, but we just didn't know he had it. So I think Rob's now deciding whether he should play a dominant. So maybe Resurrection or Ride Awesome. I would think probably Resurrection is what he was thinking about, and because he's passing initiative on it, and maybe just because he knows that it wouldn't be very good against Scattered Sheep that he's staring down the barrel of. Plus a slurry of other enhancements that I'm sure Justin has by this point. Wages, Scattered Sheep, Tenants, Stricken, all decent options here. So yep, here comes Wages. Grabs the Shipwreck. That's I don't know if I would even bother with Shipwreck at this point. Against a Herod's Disciples deck, like pretty much the only thing that he's going to care about is Herod's Temple. I guess Patmos. Rob is running Ends of the Earth, so that's an option there too, I guess. But alright, Scattered Sheep coming down, shuffling these dudes cannot be negated. So Rob has a You'll Remain option here. So I guess Shipwreck to take out a Patmos at the right time to stop from getting one of the disciples back is nice, like getting John or Matthias back. So yeah, all right, fair enough. I don't know what other better targets Justin might have had, so yeah, getting the Shipwreck is probably just good insurance. So yep, You'll Remain being activated, and Lazarus coming in, negating evil cards and drawing 1. And he is not going to have initiative. It is mutual. And Rob played the last card in battle, so it would be Justin's initiative here. Man, this is it's quite the game. Do I have the score correct here? It's like it's still 2-1. Yeah. All right, Rob opting to play a dominant here. What are you going to see? Chronicles. Okay, preemptive Chronicles. Interesting. I could see an argument for waiting on that, but I suppose if Justin has like tenants or something. See, this is where if you're playing a defense that has tenants, so I guess Justin does have a treacherous land trigger he could utilize here. If you're playing a tenants kill the sun deck and you're using Lost Souls, I think at some point a Lost Soul needs to be used on your end. Oh yeah, Justin still has a Humble out here that is currently active. So I'm guessing he intentionally missed the treacherous land trigger here. Like he's caught it on all the other dominants so far. So I think he passed on that intentionally so that his Humble would be turned on. Justin's at 13 cards in hand. Rob's at 14. That's what happens when Matthew herdsman battle. And yeah, that's pretty good. So yep, Stricken reserving Lazarus. Rob's asking if Chronicles is in the discard pile technically. Does that mean he's thinking about doing a second coming back to Chronicles to play it? Yeah, I think Rob probably missed the Humble here, that it would be active, and I think he would have been better off saving the Chronicles for a response. Oh, he's going for it. Ooh, I don't know about that one, Rob. I don't know about that one. Like, if he's confident that he's got something here, then maybe. But if he plays one thing and Justin plays, puts Justin in special initiative, he's gonna have Humble advantage again. Or like card advantage from Humble again. So now it's back to Rob's initiative in mutual. And yeah, this is, I know, right? Double Chronicles, same phase. That's what Humble will do for you. But yeah, I don't think I'm with Rob on this one. I don't know exactly what's in his hand. He's got 13 cards, so it's a good mid-full. Justin is going to take the treacherous land triggers here. Oh, that's interesting. No, I don't know if I agree with that either. Maybe I can't see their hands, so there's got to be something that I don't know here. But my thinking is that if Rob has something else to play, Justin's going to want to have something else to be able to negate it. And right now his Humble is not active, so he would not be able to. Oh, okay. So maybe, yeah, all right. Rob did play Second Coming to get Chronicles back, so that took him one card down. So actually Justin's enhancements would be negated here. His Humble would not be active even if he didn't do the treacherous land draws. So yep, Love One Another is converting Philistine Armor Bearer to blue. Justin's special initiative again does not have a Meek Lost Soul for tenants. If he has tenants in hand, I don't know, but if he did, he would not be able to play it through Chronicles. So it looks like Justin's going to get one more card off of Treacherous Land. Will he find a Christian Martyr or something? Let's see, what are all the dominants in Justin's deck here? Yeah, Falling Away, and then the two add to battles. So Oh, no, alright, so it looks like he does give up the Lost Soul for Rob. Alright, so it paid off for Rob there. That worked. I'm still skeptical, but that was quite the battle. A well-earned Lost Soul, that's for sure. Hard-earned, I guess. That also sets up a good Herod the Great option for Rob. Choosing the Rescuer. Grab a blue Armor Bearer. Rob unloads here, putting down Priest of Zeus and Reassuring Angels. And he's down to 8 cards. Okay, yeah, put down an artifact as well. And Ends of the Earth, there it is. Justin at 16 cards in hand, so does not get to draw 3 for the turn. So as far as options that Rob still has in deck for rescuing here, let's take a peek. Alright, that's gone, that's gone. Oh, that's in reserve. And that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. So he's fresh out of enhancements in main deck. And in reserve, he's got Eternal Inheritance. And technically Lost Child Found. And his Sacrifice, so he has some options, but they're pretty limited. Might not be enough to get through Justin's defense. So Justin's unloading a bit here too. I'm going to know Jairus' Daughter, Angel of the Winds. Bouncing his Philistine Armor Bearer with 20 shekels. That's pretty good for him. And then putting down a Zacchaeus as good. And we see an Amalekite Slave. So Rob has his options open. And a Herod Agrippa the First. Outsiders. If Justin has a 3 woes, then like Amalekite Slave with a preemptive woes and then choose the blocker seems like a solid play here. He puts down Agrippa the First. I think maybe he's just going to choose him to block and have some sort of battle winner. I suppose the Righteous Judge will be good enough for Herod Agrippa. Although he does get to negate a card with this, so if he goes out with Zacchaeus, chooses Herod Agrippa, Herod can negate Zacchaeus and open up Rob's blocking options again here, so we'll see if that's what is in store here for our battle phase. But yeah, Rob's got a Contagious Fear, Futile Inquisition, and Abandonment as his 3 blocking enhancements, and Outsiders as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards on Rob's side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on Justin's. So currently, Justin is, or Rob does not have board advantage. But Justin does have 14 cards in hand, so he might, Rob does have board advantage, so his Outsiders is not going to be able to underdeck unless things change before battle here. Yeah, this is good. This is it's 2-2. Neither player has played Son of God yet. Rob has used his Second Coming, so that's I think it's going to be tough for Rob to get 2 more full rescues in this game. Not going to lie. His offense is like, I think his options are if he can get a way to get Matthias back and then set up something with like a resurrection rescue, that would be good. Like he has taken out both of, or he has made Justin use both of his add to battle dominance, evil dominance, so that's also good, I guess, or good for Rob, but I know Justin still has a pretty good number of evil enhancements stored up in there. Alright, so Widow, preventing evil characters of toughness X or less, and exchanging with Elijah from reserve here, and then able to take a green enhancement from reserve. Takes Not Alone. He would. Of course, Justin is using Not Alone, his player-created card from winning Type 2-2 player in 2016, which I believe on the ranking of enhancements, or of the ranking of the player-created cards, Not Alone did not fare super highly, but it is definitely situationally good, and I think this is, particularly in the way that Justin has incorporated it into his deck, I think is pretty good. He can grab it from reserve. It's not vulnerable to Matthew on turn 1, that kind of stuff. And it's good for doing kind of a similar Matthias to, or Matthias toss kind of thing, except in this case it would be with like Jairus' daughter and then Zacchaeus. Top deck to toss the next evil enhancement, and then Zacchaeus to reserve the evil card, or your evil, yes. So yeah, Justin taking his Dominish before the block because Herod Agrippa can negate Elijah, negates the choose, and so Herod Agrippa goes back to territory, and then kind of opens up the options for Rob, like it's as if he hasn't blocked, so you can choose a blocker. And so Justin took that opportunity to play 3 woes to negate Herod Agrippa and bring the choose back online. And Rob, asking for dominant initiative here, pulls ahead, but that means he's out of both Son of God and Second Coming. And Justin takes his Treacherous Land trigger off of the dominant play. Finds a Dull Lost Soul, a little bit late for Justin there, but yeah, here it comes, Not Alone. So it interrupts a neutral or evil card, so that's definitely something in favor of Not Alone, is that it's not just an interrupt the battle, which, that can also be better in some cases, but Not Alone helps against the artifact blocks and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so here it is, banning 2 human heroes. One of them is Jairus' daughter, who's going to top deck herself to toss the next evil enhancement, which Justin doesn't, or Rob doesn't have any negates in hand, and Justin knows that at this point. So I think that having Zacchaeus and like Bartimaeus would have been better, but yep, either way, it's going to get the Lost Soul. Justin can now use the star ability on Jairus' daughter next turn if he wants to. Alright, that puts Justin at 3 with not having used Son of God or Second Coming yet, I don't believe. We know he at least has Second Coming. Let's see, his discard pile, yeah, no Son of God. Let's see, Rob has played 4 dominants so far. Justin has just played the 3. But yeah, no, he's got 19 cards left in his deck, so it's not too big of a surprise that Son of God is still in there. That's another reason why, I don't think Rob did anything before, or since Justin saw his hand, so I didn't have any negates and did the attack. So getting the draw, I think, would have been better. Okay, looks like he did not have Tenants last turn anyway. He's playing Wages now to search for it. Kind of get geared up for the oncoming attack from Rob. But yeah, I think Justin wants an opportunity to play either Amazing Faith, to search, or do some drawing here, which my guess is that with Rob's attack, Justin is going to just focus on drawing cards because he doesn't need to get the block in order to... It would risk like him just not finding Son of God if it's in the bottom, very few cards of his deck. Then he maybe doesn't find it next turn. But that's I don't know. It's a tall ask. So I think Justin's probably gonna maybe not necessarily only draw, but he's gonna prioritize drawing cards on the block here, maybe over blocking completely optimally. That's my hunch, at least. He did shuffle Jairus' Daughter off the top of his deck, though, so it's possible that Son of God ended up on top of Jairus' Daughter, or above her in the stack of cards there, the digital stack of cards. So upkeep, Rob is choosing to woes on T-Land. Let's see, he played his woes as good, I believe. I'm just going to make a note of that. Yeah, because he played it to negate Blood Avenger. So just making a note of that. He's using his Book of the Covenant trigger to take his sacrifice from reserve, getting a battle winner. Yeah, Justin's 3 woes is also good, so his sacrifice to take that out isn't going to do anything for him there. Polycarp down. It is negated by Distressed at this point. John is in discard pile anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but I mean the interrupt, or like the instead portion of Polycarp, would be nice for Rob to have here, especially with the Tenants in Justin's hand, but that also gets kind of messy sometimes. Like, I don't remember exactly how all insteading the interrupt works. I think it just inserts itself in the middle of the ability. And yeah, it's a little bit glad that that's not happening here. And that Polycarp is negated. So no Covenant, going to reserve for Good Seed. Good Seed coming back down. It's a potential way for Rob to find another way to rescue a lost soul here. Send the Helper, also being activated. Bouncing a Clay hero in territory. Gotta imagine it's gotta be Lazarus, yep. And then Lazarus can negate evil cards and draw 1. And it'll also trigger Send the Helper. Probably getting an Eternal Inheritance. I think that's one of Rob's few options left here. Yep, Eternal Inheritance. Lost Child Found is probably not where he's at right now, what he wants. Oh, okay, so he does have Simon back. He was able to draw back into him after he got shuffled away by Scattered Sheep. And Simon chooses Akish. No dull triggers on that, just not a look, reveal, or search. And he's going to get the Send the Helper trigger after Justin searches here with Akish. Probably doesn't really matter. Guess I'm not sure what all Justin has left as for his options here. Can't take Fifth Bull. Bring Your Fear is gone. He could take Foreign Wives. No dull trigger. Because of Simon. And, well, So Simon negates Lost Souls, but actually nothing even would have triggered Dull here. His only good special ability is to look, reveal, or search, and Send the Helper is a neutral ability in this case since it's being used on the artifact side. So Confusion of Mind being taken from reserve by Justin with Akish. And yeah, Simon gets initiative, so it looks like Eternal Inheritance is going to be not used here. I guess it does give the playability at this point, so yeah, he probably doesn't want that. Good seed to add Lazarus, and then Eternal Inheritance. That seems more like it, because then he's going to be negating whatever Justin would play off of Akish. So yeah, it looks like Justin isn't even going to get the opportunity to draw here, but he's using a Dom. Okay. What does he have left? He has a Chronicles. It looks like Justin asked for Dominish. He is not getting it. Rob wants to play a dominant first, so he's playing Resurrection. I was kind of expecting a Ride Awesome here, but instead we're getting the Resurrection to bring back Herod's Temple and John the Fisherman, I presume. Presumably. Oh, no. Alright. Just bringing back Herod's Temple. And banning in Justin's dudes here. Yep, that's pretty good. If he would have brought back John, that would have made this more of a guaranteed here, but I guess, does he have any more good dominance to reveal? I guess that's the question. He just played a Son of God, so if he doesn't have his Ride Awesome, if it's in the last 8 cards here, then he might not have a dominant to reveal anyway. Alright, so Bartimaeus reserving the top card of Justin's deck, which is Storehouse. A little bit of irony there. And Zacchaeus trying to reserve Akish, putting Justin in special initiative. So I gotta imagine it's gonna be Tenants to, well, I guess so Lazarus is negating right now. Yeah, the fact that he doesn't have a token for himself here with his Lost Souls is coming back to bite him here. For playing Tenants, create a token for yourself at some point, maybe even 2, just to play it safe. So you've got the CBP option there. Looks like he's thinking here, going in the tank on this one. I'm not sure what options he would have here. Three anti-human heroes, yeah. Huh. Alright, so Justin with the no play. Akish goes to reserve. And Paul gets the draw 2 for Rob here. Yeah, he's playing a Dom before Resolution. Interesting. Oh, never mind. Alright, he's change his mind. Yeah, I don't know if he was thinking he could Eternal Inheritance here and rescue 2 souls, but yeah, that would not work. If he could ride Awesome into something else, I don't know. Looks like he... Okay, yeah, he is taking the draw with Paul. And Justin... and he draws a Grumbled Lost Soul. And... looks like he's getting the Lost Soul here. Hey Tyler, how's it going? If you don't have earphones in, you can't hear me, but you can just assume I say hi, I guess. It is a tight one right now. Do I have the scores correct? Yeah, it's 3-3 currently. I don't know what we're taking on here. This is a little bit of the problem with using the Lackey chat instead of like voice chat. They could have been using voice chat, but then it would be harder for me to see what's going on, and plus, with Justin and I still both being a little sickly, it's just better not to have to communicate verbally. Let's see, I didn't see when they started exactly. Okay, so it looks like Rob is getting to 4. Let's see if we can go back in time here to figure out when they started. Let's see, Rob went first. Okay, I said they started right at pretty much at 6 o'clock, 6:02 Central Time. So yeah, they would be at time. Yep. At 6:02. Got carried away, just having too much fun over here. But yeah, the timer expired 2 minutes ago. So, or no, during Rob's turn, basically, like 5 minutes ago, something like that. Alright, so yeah, delivered in Emmaus Road. And Emmaus Road, looking at Rob's hand, which I missed. Bummer. Sorry, everyone. I can look at it now. Reveal to me. Alright, so he's got a Deceiver. So that's his blocking option here. And some enhancements to do. So Justin's got to figure out how to play around that. Or, yeah. Or find a Son of God. Deceiver, Abandonment, Inquisition, and Contagious Fear. Doesn't have to worry about Contagious Fear with Orphans, but yeah, Inquisition would be no good. Alright, so 3 woes on Book of the Covenant. Alright. I guess it doesn't really matter here. I mean, yeah, so Shekels plays Deceiver, Jephthah's daughter goes to Jephthah and discards it, or even Zacchaeus just reserves it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much guaranteed there. I don't see any way that Rob has around that. Playing Emmaus Road, just for good measure, I suppose. Amazing Faith, sure, yep. Yeah, Rob's only, yeah, he had a right, awesome, yeah. So, yep, Zacchaeus reserving Deceiver. Looks like that's going to put Justin at 4, and we know that he has a second coming in hand, so that, I think, is going to be it. Yep, they're saying GG, so, so Deceiver is reserved. There's no other character for Rob to block with. They both know that Justin has second coming in the hand, and that makes Justin the winner, the champion of Lackey Grand Prix number 13. Wow, that was a good game. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer that Rob's defense didn't really make much of a showing. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but I mean, he kind of, what he was lacking in defense, he was making up for in offense, and kind of figuring out ways to get the rescues there. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I was a little surprised at some of the turns that Rob was able to rescue, and Justin had a lot of defense, and some of the plays that both of them made that, yeah, I was thinking that it maybe would have gotten a little differently, but it's Justin's 5 to answer you, Tyler. Doesn't have earbuds in, but so I'll put that in the chat. Yeah, that was wild. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Congratulations to Justin. Thanks, Bobby, for tuning in. Thanks, Tyler, for checking it out. You can come back and watch the rest of it later. But yeah, that was definitely a toss up there. Like, I mean, I think if like it's one of those games where just like one or two things made a big difference, or just like decisions that, you know, triggers, mistriggers. Like it's one of those games where you're gonna go back and look at, okay, what did I miss that could have won me this game? You know, Rob, he just needed a block at some point. Looks like Justin was not able to dig down to his Son of God. I mean, I guess he searched for it now, but he saw an Angel of the Lord in there. He had a good amount of offense left, but he was finding a lot of defense. Rob was finding a lot of offense, and that made for some good battles there. And Justin was just barely, well, maybe not barely, but like he is decisive, but things could have gone differently for sure in taking that on. So yeah, that is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. So it was a great game. Rob had to run real quick, so I guess we won't get the post-game interview here, but I'm sure they can come back and watch it and leave some comments or something on some of the decisions that I had questioned. You can, if you guys do, put a timestamp in there or something so that people can see what we're talking about and, you know, kind of explain yourselves a little bit. So, all right, thanks everybody for watching. That's where we're going to call it for tonight. I need to go rest my voice a little bit here, but hopefully that wasn't too distracting and y'all had a good time. So, and thanks for joining last minute. All right, we'll catch you all later.